Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week's episode of the Midas Mode 2 Developers Blog. It's me, Sir Action Slacks, and what a big week for Midas Mode and the Developer Blog. We released tickets. Oh, very stressed out about that for the last couple of days, so that was pretty scary stuff. But we did it, and the ticket sales went off pretty much without a hitch. I'm very surprised. We sold out of VIP. We sold out of weekend LAN Access Pass, the Grand Finals. We still have plenty of other tickets. So, yeah, from this point on, we're just going to continue to make those trailers and see if we can keep people thinking about them tickets. We'll see if we can sell any more during the weekday passes. But, which brings us to the next trailer that we're going to do. Next big trailer, that's coming out actually tomorrow, which is going to be very hype, something that I've actually always wanted to do, just in general, and I managed to work it into Midas Mode 2, so that is going to be very exciting. It was supposed to be today, but we had to delay because the website wasn't done, so we will be doing that tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see the community reaction on this one. But we'll leave that for another day. So, anyway, ticket sales went off well. Our next trailer after this next one, we're going to talk about some of the features that you get at Midas Mode without being a VIP ticket person. Of course, we're doing that just because I'm a little worried about if I keep doing these VIP ticket videos showcasing all, like, the 5 different things that you get for being VIP. We've already sold out of VIP. So that's probably just going to piss people off if we make a bunch of trailers talking about how these people are getting cool shit. So the next one's just going to be for everybody that shows up. But that's not what we're talking about here today. Today, we are going to talk about Midas Mode International. Oh, Betway Midas Mode International. Now, I need you guys' help on something. Of course, Betway is the title sponsor of Midas Mode. They are, you know, they paid the big bucks to be the title sponsor, which means every time I say Betway Midas Mode, I have to say Betway Midas Mode. Can't just say it by itself, because they paid to be in the sentence. So, chat, I need your help. Anybody, if you ever hear me say Betway Midas Mode without saying Betway, correct me. Pay good money for that. So, there you go. Whew! Jesus. Alright, anyway, so, let's talk about Midas Mode International. It is a kind of a weird thing when you don't know the backstory to it. Why exactly would Midas Mode be held in such a strange way? Let's go ahead and... Oh, excuse me there, chat. Let's go ahead and bring up the pictures here of the ticket sales so you guys can kind of know what I'm talking about. Here you go. So, looking at this, it is pretty strange. I mean, why would you have the Grand Finals on September 28th, 29th, and then do more matches after the Grand Finals of EUNA, moving on to the Chinese Finals afterwards? Well, it's a complicated story, but it's a story that I'd like to tell you, and it's a story that goes way back. So, Midas Mode 1. Now, back in those days, this is a true story. We were putting on this tournament, and I was getting a lot of, you know, it was hard putting it on. Nobody really gave a shit. People were kind of excited. Reddit was excited. But teams had to beg them. Sponsors, of course, had to beg them. Nobody really knew what was going on. Everybody was kind of, you know, having cold feet about it. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a Chinese broadcast company, Imba TV, they contacted us and they're like, yo, we're fucking jazzed about this shit. Nobody's ever done this before in China. Nobody gives a shit about the fans in China, and we want to be broadcast partners. Of course, that was super exciting for us, and I never worked with any Chinese broadcast partners before, and it got me thinking about the other side of the world. And yeah, so we gave them that, and I honestly just felt bad. Oh God, Betway! Betway Midas Mode 2. Anyway. So, yeah, we gave them the footage, but at the time, because it was so late, all we could really give them was the raw feed footage. And that wasn't very good at all. The raw feed footage is just basically the in-game footage and stuff without all the overlays and stuff. So they were happy to be part of it, but honestly, I felt awful. And they said that they had a great time, but I wanted to do something special for that side of the world. And then also, that's kind of what Midas Mode is about. It's about interactivity between the viewer and the teams playing. Because, as I've said 100 times in this dev vlog, that's why I love esports. It's not like football. If you're watching soccer or football, you're sitting in the stands and you're watching people do something. And it doesn't have to be that way in esports. We're all on computers. We're all interconnected. So you can have fun ways to change something like Betway's Midas mode into being more fun and interactive. And that's not what we provided to that audience. Also, furthermore, I just am interested in providing content for people around the world. Especially in Southeast Asia and Australia. I've spent a lot of time around those communities. In Southeast Asia, I went to pretty much every event that was held in Manila, Manila Majors, Manila Masters, and I really loved it down there. Those are some of the most passionate fans of the world in Southeast Asia. And in Australia, too, their scene isn't very big, but they're Dota fans. They all know each other. They're all buddies. So we never really got to do anything for them with Last Midas mode. And, yeah, I really want to do something. So is it a good idea to do that? Probably not. Let's take a look at this schedule again and how rough this is going to be. The schedule is going to be hard. Now, there was a big decision I had to make on Midas mode. Betway Midas mode! This is going to be pretty painful for me. But anyway, there's a big decision I had to make, and that was doing these Chinese matches, which they might be all Chinese teams, they might not. We're going to find out. When it comes time to find some teams. I will say majority of them will probably be Chinese teams. No offense, that's just because China's a strong region. I really like Vici Gaming, LGD, Team Aster, I believe is their name. I'm a big fan of those guys. So, yeah, we're going to go for that. I do have a really big plan of doing something else, but I'm not going to mention it, actually, because it'd be mean if I mentioned it now and those people didn't want to be a part of it. So, anyway. Oh, thank you.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. So anyway, I had a big decision to make in Midas mode, and it is a scary one. And that decision was, what am I going to do about this international broadcast? Here is a working schedule that I was thinking. Now, the original idea was, of course, we can do just big days, because that is kind of the weakness of holding an online tournament. With a live LAN where you invite teams, nothing really matters. Teams can play whatever you want, but when you're on an online one, you got to work around their schedules. Schedules is pretty hard in this bad boy. Now, here was kind of my idea for what I would do. Now, I will be very frank with you guys. There's two things that I am not good at. Number one, I always overpay people. I am a bad negotiator. I am a really bad negotiator. Every single time I pay for anyone for anything, I say, what do you want? And I'll try to give you more. It's awful. Second thing, oh, don't worry about the auto chess finals. This was months ago. This was written like 8 months ago. The second thing is, I am real bad at scheduling, at brackets. I don't even know what brackets are. The GESC bracket, I have no idea. I literally have no idea what any of this S is. So, yeah, I'm a bracket challenged. But, I don't even know why people get mad at brackets. I read the PPD tweets, I don't even know what he's talking about. Do you know how many tournaments I've been to? I just cannot figure it out. Anyway, so, the original idea was, okay, let's split this up. We'll do EU games first, and then an NA game later. So it would be like evening for EU, 8 or 9 o'clock, and then it'd be like, you know, mid-afternoon for NA. That sounds great. And then we'll just do a China block in the middle. But here's the problem with that, is that China is just outside of that time frame where it'd be acceptable for them to wake up. So basically, the schedule would be, if I tried to have China every single day, and EU and NA, it would legitimately be 18-hour workdays. We would wake up at about 8 or 9 a.m. We'd wake up at about 6 or 7. We'd start the show at about 9 for late night EU, carry that over into NA, and then go into China. Every single day we'd have to work out about 3 hours of downtime in the middle of the broadcast. Now, for me, that's not a big deal. We fill for 3 hours. I've done that before, surprisingly. But am I going to put my talent through that for a week? Probably not. So, yeah, that would be literally 18-hour work days for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight. I don't think anybody wants to do that. So then I had that big decision. Do I put Betway Midas Mode International at the beginning of the tournament or at the end? Now, here's the pros and cons for the beginning of the tournament. Now, if you do the thing at the beginning of the tournament, we would start every day locally at 10 p.m., get done at 6, and then do that for 3 days. Now, remember, I said that interactivity... This is too long of a story. This is the blog. What else do you want? It's literally me talking. So I would have to open the tournament with 3 days of Betway Midas Mode International. But the majority of our audience is probably you guys who are watching right now, and Reddit and Twitch. Mostly NA-EU people. And I was worried about that opening, because the big question is, do you want to, in an esports event, do you want to open strong or do you want to end strong? And my thought process was, typically, openings don't care. Nobody cares. The group stage sucks every tournament. Even Valve doesn't give a shit about the group stage, but you want to end on a super high note. So, originally, we thought we'd put Betway Midas Mode International first. And then we said... Okay, let's really think about it. Interactivity is a huge part of this one, and most of our live audience and the online audience is going to be from this region, so we wanted to start off strong. So I put it last. So, it was a, we did figure out a fun way to do it, though. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The original schedule, which was September 21st through the 29th. We really goofed that one up because the... Betway Midas Mode International Grand Finals was going to be on Saturday, Sunday. Now, that sounds fine, but Saturday, Sunday are pretty hype days for your local audience, and I'm not sure that they would want to fly out to Colorado to watch the Grand Finals of NA and EU happen on Wednesday and Thursday in the middle of the day. They probably want it on the weekend. So we had to switch that around. We had to make sure that we got the dates there. So I had to make an executive decision. Half the team said for sure do the international portion first. The other team said do it last, but I chose last. So let's talk about pros and cons. The pros of moving it to the last was that we got to start off with the audience that will probably mostly support the initiative for us, and they got to watch it in normal time zone, which is good. And then we got to straight transition at the back end of EU finals straight into China, which would be very good for the talent, because then you just keep going. Whereas starting in China and then having to start the other way around, very painful. But we lost 2 things from moving it to the end. Number 1, no more after party. The after party now would be taking place at 3 or 4 a.m. Ain't nobody staying up for that after party. So we lost the after party, which is sad. And we also have the international bracket after NAEU, but that's okay, because I have other plans for that. So there you go. We'll have to figure out what we can do about that. I was very excited to have the world's best esports after party, where we all just stay up and have pizza and LAN and chill. And then I thought to myself, why don't we just make that Betway Midas Mode International? We'll just order pizza and chill and have fun. So we're going to try to do that after we storm Area 51. And find a way to find something cool, like a time machine. Anyway, here's another picture. So, anyway, that's the short and sweet of it. What are the challenges of having an international bracket? Well, there's a lot of scary stuff. Here's the top 3. Number 1, Valve. Valve could F us at any time on Midas Mode. If Valve have some kind of big update to custom games or something like that during Midas Mode, we're going to be in some serious trouble. Or if they just release some patches that mess with our game mode, we're having some serious trouble. That's number 1. Number 2 is the Great Firewall. I don't know we're going to figure out a way to fix that. But we got to watch the games online through our Chinese affiliates. So we're working on that as well. And number 3 is talent. I need to hire enough talent to survive through the day and then work at the night. Now, last year, we only had a few guys from Moonduck be the talent for this event. That's not going to work out this time. Because with that intense schedule... Oh, I hate this song so much, guys. I'm so sorry. I got to change it. Jesus, that song pisses me off. Anyway. So, with that being said, I got to hire a bunch of talent. Now, talent is difficult because I know all of our rates... And I know I probably won't be able to afford those rates. So, pretty much every talent that I'm talking to, I'm saying, hey, I can't pay you that much. But you want to come anyway? And of course, all the people that I'm asking are the best people in the world, and they're saying it doesn't really matter to them. They just think that it's cool, and they want to help. So, we'll be okay. But talent management is something that's pretty difficult. You have to read your people. You have to make sure they're happy. Because if your talent isn't happy, your show isn't happy, and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. So, we'll see. Or I could just, as Dupe says, enslave any fool unfortunate enough to come in. So there you go. A lot of different changes that have to come because of wanting to open up this international bracket. But I do hope that it's worth our time. My dream is that we have so much fun during Midas mode and the NA and EU finals. You know, the international bracket happens after the EU finals. Hopefully we just take that momentum all the way through the night. And people love it. And then we continue from there. So, that's the dream for international bracket. I hope it works, because I really feel like the Chinese audiences, and the Filipino, and the Southeast Asian, and the Australian, and maybe even some parts of CIS, I think they deserve to have an interactive experience, and we want to try to give that to them. So that'll be something. Betway Midas Mode international bracket. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But let's see, other notes from the week. We have a huge announcement coming tomorrow, and I have to start trying to figure out how to do these weekly announcements. Basically, my plan is to have some kind of hype video come out every Monday. Of course, I'm always going to be late on those, so we'll call it every Tuesday. And we'll just keep showing off features. We have a lot of features that we've been working on over the course of the last 9 months. Oh, God. Which we'll be rolling out. I'm pretty pumped about that too. As far as sponsors go, we still only have one signed contract. You know who it is. Yup, boys. Betway. We have some other contracts that are floating around waiting for signatures. So as soon as we get those contracts in, we will have more sponsors. And that's also a very stressful part about doing a tournament like this. We have a lot of stuff that we need to start buying. We have a lot of stuff that we need to start moving. Talent plane tickets, hotels, food plans, goodie bags for the audience, merch plans, stage renovations. We need money to do all this stuff, but we can't actually do any of that until we sign these contracts. Typically in esports, your person that you sign a contract, they'll give you 50% up front, and then 50% at the end to make sure that you don't screw them. So really need to sign these contracts so that we can get that money up front and we can start rolling around. So it should be pretty good. As soon as we get that, we can start making big progresses on merch and, of course, the goodie bags for the audience, which I'm very excited about. I've always had a dream in Midas mode to have certain goodie bags, so we'll have those out too. Anyway, what else am I missing, boys? What else happened in the last week? Not too much, besides the big ticket sale premiere. So, let's see here. I think that will do it. Really? I don't have too much else to talk about, boys. The big thing that I've been working on for the last couple months is coming out tomorrow, so I'll, of course, have another episode for you after that. But as it goes, we're just recovering from our ticket sale launch. And all that. So, for this week, that's it. That's Betway Midas Mode International Bracket. And I'll get used to saying that. Don't worry. It won't sound so stupid, hopefully. Woo! I don't like these partnerships with betting sites. We need to steer the community away from that kind of sponsorship. Apart from the bad press, it really is a gateway to serious gambling. I mean, isn't Underlords a gateway to serious gambling? Isn't gaming a gateway to kind of like, you know, that Skinner box of dopamine rush? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like bad boy gambling sites. I don't like G2A.com or any of that other garbage. But sometimes people just want to be adults. They want to bet on some shit. And as long as that place is safe and okay, and Betway is the only one that I ever found that I thought was actually okay, and the people are adults. They can do whatever they want. You can't even bet in America. North America, you literally cannot bet online. So it's very strange. So, I don't know. If people want to gamble, let them gamble, in my opinion. And Betway has never done anything wrong in my research, and that's the only reason I chose them. I got a lot of offers from a lot of sketch-ass people with a lot of big old pockets, and I ain't down for that ass. So, to me, it seems good. And again, I ain't gonna hire any sponsors unless I actually think that they're legit. So, there you go. Whew. Anyway, I guess we'll open it up to an AMA. Did I get to see any feedback from the Chinese community? I guess we can talk about that. So, another big part of this is trying to find ways to connect with the Chinese community in esports. Now, as you guys may have known from the little flubs on ESL and their MVP voting, it's actually super hard to get in touch with the Chinese audience because they use, of course, there's the Chinese, the Great Firewall, and then they use a bunch of different streaming services, a bunch of different social media services. A lot of them are... Oh, Betway Midas Mode International. A lot of them are banned. So finding the right connections and finding the right people to bridge that gap is extremely difficult and extremely confusing. What is... Weibo is their Twitter, I believe. And so, anyway. In the next couple of... I guess this week, I need to find somebody that's going to lead that charge. I want the Chinese audience to be able to actually make their own bounties. I want them to be able to check in on the hero stock market. I want them to be able to affect the show in Twitch chat and use a bunch of these cool features. So I need to find somebody that's going to be that bridge for me. Luckily, there's a lot of stuff in Dota that exists like that already, so it's just finding the right people to do the right job. Weibo. So anyway. How many VIP tickets were there in total, and do you get that money up front? No, you don't. You never get that money up front. You get it after the event. Event ticket places, that wouldn't be fair if they just gave you the money. You could just cancel the event, so that's a no-go on that. Whew. So, yeah. I gotta find an international broadcast partner that's actually interested in setting up a website to allow the Chinese and the international market to submit their bounties and submit other interactive things that we're planning. So I gotta find somebody that actually gives an S. And as soon as we find that company that gives an S around the world, we can open it up around the world. Can viewers offer to fund pots for teams or talents? Not in Midas mode, I don't think. We'll see though. We'll see. Use did you research if China's interested in these kinds of events before deciding to involve them? No, that's the entire reason that this exists is because they came to me. A lot of Chinese viewers and fans and even a broadcast company said this idea is cool. In Chinese Dota, we never have any interactivity at all. So that's kind of the entire reason that I've done this. And it's a pain in the booty, but hopefully it's worth it. So, oh, thanks. All right, so I guess I'm going to open it up for questions. I will do the normal 15 minutes. You guys can ask anything you want. I'll reveal as much as I can. Unless, yeah, I was surprised too. I really did not know that they were interested in this kind of stuff. And it really took me aback. And I wish last year I had more time. So that's, of course, why it's coming out this year. Okay, anyway, let's see. Questions. Woo, will Mott be there? I sure hope so. Mott's got a real life. He works real life jobs now. Opening it up here. Alright. What the hell is this? There we go. Alright. Can viewers offer to fund? No, we did that one already. Do you need permission to play music during downtime? That's the one good thing about Midas Mode. I don't really give a shit if we get copywritten. A lot of people do in big old tournaments. They definitely care. ESL can't be showing off random stuff. I don't give two hoots. I'm playing whatever I want, whenever I want. Who gives a shit? How long is your business? Well, no. Any plan for World Tour of Venue? Oh, tour. Yes, Venue Tour will be happening on the blog as soon as the stage is built, and we're going to have an episode about the stage. Are you enjoying the process? It's always a lot of work, and it is painful. Let me play some sad music for you and tell you about how painful it is. Here's your sad music. So doing Midas mode both last year and this year, it hurts. It's a man going out for a dream. And what does that mean? That means that I gotta make sacrifices. And I gotta watch what I've built over the course of 3 years die to try something new. Not a lot of talent do this kind of shit because they're smart. If they start to gain momentum in streaming or YouTube or working events, they continue to do that. And I had it all, baby. I had a Patreon that had $3,000 a month, baby. I had a YouTube channel that was growing exponentially. 1,000 to 2,000 viewers on Twitch every time I streamed. Do you know what I did? I gave it all up. Now, why would anyone do that? Because I'm dumb, number one. But number two is because a man's always got to shoot for the stars. You can't keep doing the same thing. You can't keep grinding the same grind because you're gonna get stuck. And for 8 fucking years, I was stuck waiting tables at Outback Steakhouse, making $30 a day, begging that I'd have the chance and the opportunity to do something that I actually gave a shit about. And when you people made that happen at TI4, then I kept going. And I ain't never gonna stop. I don't care how comfortable I am. I don't care how much money I make. It's about making new things for the community. It's about trying to do what I think is right. And it's about growing myself. And guess what? The only reason this tournament exists is because nobody has a tournament in North America this year. And nobody gives a shit about half these teams or the community that goes in. And it's not right. A VIP section should mean that the fans get to have a real experience they never forget. Tournaments should be able to be held in North America even though it's not profitable. And people should focus on the people that make these events happen instead of just trying to take their money. And that's it. That's why I do all this shit. And I lost it all, baby. Everything I worked for 3 years. The first Midas mode was 4.5 months of work. And I stopped streaming, I let it all go. And as soon as I start to be a good streamer again, a good YouTube maker again, I fuck it all up with this. And you want to know why? Because it's going to be the best goddamn tournament there's ever been! This will be the legacy, baby! I can always go back to streaming. I can always go back to YouTube. But this is a chance to make something nobody ever gonna forget. So we keep going, baby. That's the fucking story. Okay, so there you go. Alright, Moonduck Talent, are they all going? Yeah, I think so. Tour of the venue is coming up. Who is your favorite Midas Mode sponsor? Well, oh, Betway Midas Mode sponsor. Well, there's only one. There's Betway Midas Mode, so Betway. What's your favorite Colorado restaurant? Il Pastillo off Arapahoe Road in Boulder. It's where I took my wife out on my second date. I love that place. Small, family-owned restaurant that makes their own sketty. If it gets everything you wanted it, what do you think your next big goal will be since you move on to bigger and more challenging things? I honestly don't know. I'm very interested in doing this kind of production shit, making tournaments, so maybe we'll go into that. I don't know. It was my goal last year to, I wanted to kind of have a production role in the International. I love the International, I love Dota, and Valve gave me that opportunity to do a lot of stuff for last year's TI, like, develop ideas, like the late game show, develop content, develop, like, the flow of stuff, and I really love that. Do I think Valve will ever hire me to do that full time? No, I don't think so. Yeah. But can I do that in some other way? Maybe. What tier of teams can we expect? Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3? A lot of Tier 1s is what I hope for. I hope to give some teams that are like Tier 2 and Tier 3 some shots, but a lot of Tier 1 teams have given me the, hey, we really think that this is cool, and we want to go, and we can say that we're going to go, but at the same time, they all say we cannot commit till after TI. So we'll find out after TI if those teams, A, still exist, and B, if they're interested. March, available online. We'll talk about that later. Can you upgrade passes? Maybe. I'm working on it. Thanks for the new Lorgasm. Cool. At a real-life event, don't you get risk shutting down? I mean, I guess so. I'll have to remove us. Mr. Roo will be a Midas mode. Vape sponsor. I've been looking for it. Upgrade weekend pass. We're going to see what we can do. Have you confirmed any of the teams? Just word of mouth confirmations, which mean nothing. Any live performances? No. Maybe Suns fan will sing you a song. Outback made you. Someone we made, and it happened. $4 an hour. $30 a day. I lost my hair for you. It's true. Are you worried Zyori will lose circulations in his legs? I am every day. I feel like his dingling might piece. Upgrade weekend passes to weekend plus LAN. If people won't show up for the LAN, no problem. All right.
Shut up and take my money.
Thanks for the motivational speech. Random audience member replace a pro team. Ooh. Wait a minute. Hold the phone here. Have you considered having a random audience member replace a pro team for one of the challenges? Huh. How'd that even work? That's funny. I'm gonna write that one down. Thank you. Let's see. Companies come up with odds for Dota. I don't know. I have a theory that a lot of teams probably just sell their scrim data for a bunch of money. That's my theory. Is the goal for Midas mode more or less to break even, or is it a gold mine? Who do you think carries the most risk? I don't think it's a gold mine. My goal for Midas mode has always been to be able to pay for the tournament and pay for my own talent fee, and I'll be happy. Last year, we did not make that goal. I got paid nothing. for the 6 months I worked on it and working the event itself. But if I can get my normal talent fee that I get for working events, I'll be super happy. Good for me. Is your wife going to be at Midas mode? Probably not. Is Poe still working for you on Midas mode? I hope so. I sent Poe an email the other day, so I hope he is. Are you worried about this Jungle Juice event? Are you worried about them fucking it up? I am not involved in the Jungle Jam. It is... Originally, we were going to have Midas Mode 1 be pretty much, Jesus, next week. And then we got scared that teams might pull out because they want to practice for TI, which I think was a smart move. So we already talked to the venue about securing it for like the first week of August. And then we're like, well, if you guys already made room, why don't we do the Jungle Jam? I did not have time to do that. So that is all theirs. Hope it's good. I'm losing my hair at 25. What do I do? Shave it or let it fade? Whatever you want. I really don't care. If you're in good shape, you could shave it. I don't really give a shit about what I look like, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I couldn't care less, so... I don't know, man. Do you? I'm calling the cops on Betway Midas mode. Radiance Omni Night. Ooh. Any news on hotel deals? Working on it! Working on it. Supposed to do that tomorrow. I'm gonna drive down and see if I can't get a local hotel to be our partner for giving people kind of deals. And then also, a lot of people said that local hotels are about a 5 to 10 minute drive. So maybe I'm gonna try to figure out a way to charter a bus. We'll see how that works. Answer that one later. Is there anything for me to do if I arrive early? Stay away from me. That's one thing you can do. People provide the Apple box for Fog. Can you explain more on how you're going to integrate other time zones? Not yet. I will, though. How much help do you have setting up the event? I do have Moonduck, of course. We have a Discord, and it has a bunch of people, and basically when I need something, I'm like, hey, who wants to do this? Got a great amount of very talented artists. Hoff is an amazing guy. Anything that you see is made by Hoff. He's a designer in Dota 2 items as well, and he also has some... he submits sets. He's a workshop artist, so check him out. He made Mr. Midas, as you see, and Sadim back there, so... Got a great group of artists behind me. We've got, of course, the Moonduck guys, Suns fans, Iori, and all that. But, you know, as a project lead, it's a lot of, like, delegation and, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? But a lot of that, I think that's a weakness of mine. I always have a really high expectation of people and a really, like, this is what's going to be good, so let's do it. So I always work myself twice as much as how much I try to have other people work for me. So it's killing me inside. Is this Zelda music? Yep. A positive person. Only on the blogs. Short film contest. Ah, gentlemen, for the first year, in 5 years, I will not have a short film entry. I'm too busy. I can't do it. I can't do it. I also will not have the downloads. I can't do it. I have to maybe go to TI. I don't know. I haven't got the invite yet. But if I do, that means I got to show up before the group stage, a little bit after probably. Pretty much all of August is gone. And then we have our event in September. So I have from now until TI, which is, what, 2 weeks? A month or something? And then I have a little bit of time after that. So, no, I'm too busy. And it's really sad because I storyboarded out the song that I wanted to do. I wanted to do the League of Legends song. I storyboarded it out. I wrote all the lyrics. Oh, man. Here I am again. Bet you didn't think that I would do a League song. Well, you know no shit. Boom! Flying in the bottom lane, taking out all my flak, and I'm like I know, and blam, 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 blam. But I know we can't do that. So, at a time, would you like doing Midas mode in a different country than US in the future? No. No, 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 no. Too far away. I could barely get this stuff done, and it's literally 15 minutes from my house. We're not there yet. Having a mole on the team? That'd be hard. Yes, I do browse the quarantine memes. It is very disturbing. Let's see. We're saved. No! I'm sorry. Any chance we get Reginald Courier? Talk to Valve! Outsource that shit? Content for TI9 with a big budget? What? Saw your lore video, thanks. Pass your genes on to the right woman. I think I have. Thank God. Betway Midas Mode VIP sings it. Oh, Jesus. Aliens in Area 51, I will invite them. Any thoughts on doing a AOD draft? What the hell is that? Dota League? Okay. I don't know what those things mean. Anyway, that will do it for the blog. Thank you, everybody. Turkey or roast beef? Roast beef? Turkey? It's so dry and horrible. Alright. When was the last time someone at Valve answered an email you sent? I've never not had them. But that's because last year I worked for Valve in the office and they gave me a Valve email address. So if you're ever bored, go ahead and send an email to jake.canner@valvesoftware.com and you'll give me a reason to open up my Valve email, which will be fun for me. No one ever emails me. Alright. So that will do it, ladies and gents. That will be it. Thank you all for watching. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy what's coming tomorrow. It should be very funny. Try not to take it too seriously. But that is kind of half and half. I want to see the community's reaction. So don't tell me what you think. I want to see what you think. So we'll see you tomorrow with that big announcement. Later, Gators. That is coming in, I don't know. I don't know when this video is getting posted, so you'll see it tomorrow. Bye!